This is my recently converted OUTCAST EXB RTR. Here are some mods I'm going to get done to this car to get it back ready. Let's go. Okay, so I've just got done replacing my broken servo horn, and this is what happened. You can see there, I just managed to chip a tooth during the installation. This little mistake cost me £20 for a little part like that. Whilst I was in there, guys, I've also done this. I've replaced my upper front arms. They've not actually broken, they've just worn down a little. Here is where the hinge pins tend to go through, and the holes start off round and then they become oval like that. And when they become oval, you tend to get a little play in the steering. So something to keep an eye on when you're out bashing. Today we've got a load of protection mods for my recently converted OUTCAST ATEX EXB RTR. So let's get into today's video. So this is the first of our mods. This is a flexible wing mount for the OUTCAST and the Kraton ATEX EXB. This is available on eBay UK. Costs around £15. It's available in red, blue and black. Printed in TPU, takes around 9 hours to print, and it's a single piece of print. So next we have these are my homemade mud guards for the OUTCAST ATEX EXB. Essentially just a flat piece of plastic that I've just cut a slight shape to, a couple of holes, put some zip ties through and zip tie straight to the arms. Next we have these are a set of Proline body mounts, and these are essentially a piece of plastic that you mount directly to your body, and it protects it from any scrapes and grazes. I've had these installed on my OUTCAST ATEX EXB body for the last year. Here is a quick shot of my OUTCAST body, and you can see there's the holes that the original body mounts were located, and you can see this is a nose after a year of bashing. There's very little markage going on. Then we have these are a set of 2mm button head screws, and these are what I use as my Droop screws for the rig, and essentially they work by limiting the amount of travel on your arms, therefore not allowing the shock shaft to extend all the way. Because of these guys, I have not bent a shock shaft over the past 2 years of bashing. To reinforce the body, we have this here. This is some super sticky drywall tape and shoe glue. I've used several different things in the past, and I found this to be the best. One more mod that I haven't mentioned is replacing the hinge pin carriers front and rear. Now I've gone through a lot of these hinge pin carriers. Here is what these hinge pin carriers should look like. You can see them holes are perfectly circular, and this is what happens when you start breaking pins. You can see that hole is now an oval hole on both sides. Here's a quick shot of the custom RC upgraded hinge pin carriers that I've got installed on my Kraton ATEX EXB. These are solid aluminium 7075. Then we have these are fan protectors for your ESC and your motor fan. Highly recommend you install these if you're going to be bashing around in gravel. This is a chassis skin protector by ARRMA SKINZ. Essentially a vinyl sticker that you put over your chassis, and it protects it from any scratches that you might incur when you're out bashing. Super cheap, easy to install. Lastly, we have this good old WD-40. Now I tend to use this post bash and pre-bash. Before I take the thing out, the night before, ideally I spray the whole rig down with WD-40. That allows the plastic components to be a bit more flexible and take some of them heavy knocks and hits. When I get back and the car is filthy, I give it a good wash down, dry it off, and then I spray all the screw heads with WD-40. That will stop the screw heads from becoming rusty. I will be leaving links to all of these bits. So anyway guys, that's all the mods. Let's get installing. Okay, so that's the internal mods now complete. So I've got my mud guards on, they're quite solid and they're not going anywhere. Another thing that I have done that I forgot to mention earlier on, guys, is this here. These are a couple of high density foam pads that I've put into the circular shake to pop into these bumper support. It just helps absorb some of them heavy knocks at the front. And then obviously we've got our wheelie bar. But this is how much flex you have in this wheelie bar. Now I don't know how it's going to behave when I'm going to try and pull some wheelies, whether that flex there is going to damage my body, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. And if it does, next let's get the bench cleared and let's start working on the body. Alright guys, the CRCU is finally complete and here's the finished product. So I've gone extra around here at the front and then just at the back here as well. The rest of it I have CRCU'd, but I've gone a bit thicker in them areas. And then I've also added the body savers in the front, and you notice I've used some electrical tape on the front nose here as well. These are areas where they can catch and scratch. I did that on my EXB, and then probably 6 months down the line I removed it and it was perfectly clean. And I've added a bit more out here, and you notice I've got the Just Don't Bash Blast logo on the top here. I removed it from underneath whilst I was doing the CRCU, and honestly I think it looks better on the roof than it did inside. The rest of the car is also complete. I took the downtime whilst I was waiting for the CRCU to dry to install the light kit that I had on my EXB, so that's all now complete, and I did a little repair as well on the front here. I didn't put the fan guards on there. I've got some new ones that I wanted to put on there, so I'll wait for them to arrive and I'll get them stuck on there. If you don't have any fan guards to hand, then I have used some of this drywall tape in the past, and I've just covered the top of it, and it stops any kind of debris getting in there. Guys, I've got to get some batteries in there and I want to see if these lights are working. Alright, batteries are in. Let's turn her on. There we go. So working. You see the back. There you go, the rears are working. Some of the LEDs are becoming a little faulty. No biggie, we can replace them, but for now they're working. That's it, she's done. One more thing guys, is once I did the shoe glue, I found the holes for the pins weren't lining up anymore, so I just made them slightly bigger. You might have to do some adjustment on your body post because of the thickness of the shoe glue as well. This thing has now had all the mods that I wanted to get done to it done, and these are super cheap. Honestly, they're a no-brainer in my eyes. Get these done before you get the car out. I did receive my 28 tooth pinion as well guys. Still got the 30 tooth installed in this, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go 28 first for its first run, or whether I'm going to stick with a 30. But one last thing I'm going to be doing to this car now, I'm going to leave it soaking overnight in some WD-40. As I mentioned, it's really good for the plastics, it does help them. So guys, I hope you found today's video helpful, useful and informative. If you did, give me a like. If you haven't already subscribed, you know what to do. And until the next time, see you.